Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good week. This Torah is sponsored in honor of David and Lila Goodman's 30th wedding anniversary, which is today. So I want to start off by wishing them Mazel Tov and many more decades together with each other and their lovely children in good health. 30 years is quite a milestone, and I believe they first met at a Nair event, so this is very much an in-house simcha. David and Lila, Mazel Tov and be well. Vayomer Hashem al Moshe. In this week's Sedra we read how Hashem instructed Moshe, Netei yodcha l'shamayim, stretch out your hands over the heavens, v'hi choshech al eretz Mitzrayim, and there will be darkness over the lands of Egypt. And the Parshat carries on to tell us how famously, of course, this occurred. And it wasn't just any darkness, but lo ro ish asochiv, no person could see their fellow, v'lo komu ish mitachtov, no one could even rise up from their place. However, l'chol b'nei Yisrael haya'or, for the children of Israel, there was light v'moshvosam in their dwellings. And I saw a beautiful idea from the Nesivos Sholem, the previous Slonim Rebbe, who cites it in the name of the great Hasidic master, Rabbi Yaakov Yosef of Polnoi, a first-generation student of the Baal Shem Tov. And he picks up in the language, Netei yodcha al hashamayim. Moshe is instructed to stretch his hands over the heavens, to reach up beyond the heavens to a high spiritual place, and from there bring something down that will cause the choshech. And he says with great insight, what does Moshe bring down from such a high spiritual realm? Nothing but a great light. But you see, spiritual light can sometimes be a double-edged sword, because it can also be blinding, dazzling, overwhelming. It strips away illusions. It bears the nakedness of a life poorly lived. It shows the vanity and unworthiness of so much of our material pursuits, ambitions and greeds. And for one unprepared to see it, it leaves darkness. For one for whom the only reality is physicality, with no transcendence or spirituality, all is darkness because now nothing can be seen. For Mitzrayim, for Paro, who hadn't opened their eyes over the last 8 plagues of miracles and wonders, had been unwilling to see the might of Hashem, to reflect on the decadence and immorality of their slave-ridden culture. For them, immersed in a culture of base and raw physicality and brute force, the great spiritual light that Moshe brings down leaves only darkness, because all they're interested in, all that they pursue, can no longer be seen. And it's not just darkness, but paralysis, frozen in denial, unable to change. Lo ro ish es ochiv. They were unable to see each other. They couldn't see their fellow human beings, to understand them, to consider their needs, their feelings and desires as real. V'lo komu ish metachtov. They couldn't move from their places, unable to change and respond. But l'chol b'nei Yisrael haya'or, for the children of Israel, now ready to embark on their journey to Hashem, this great spirituality brought light and clarity. And there's really 2 routes to growth. We can focus on Musa, on self-criticism, on direct work, on midot, on mitzvahs and chesed. But there's another path. If we're prepared to see the world differently, to bring light into our lives, Netei yodcha l'shamayim, if we can reach up and outwards, elevate ourselves, strive for the heavens, and bring light from there into our lives, of positivity, of spirituality, of Torah, then we can achieve change through a different method. We're living in times of some darkness, but no doubt we can bring in light. Let's use this time to reach heavenward, to find our light. For one person it might be chesed, for another Torah, and for a third tefillah. But when times are unsettled, when we get easily distracted, we're out of routine, it's hard to build that into our program. So let's stop for a few minutes, look at our week, and say, can I build 1 moment of light more into my weekly schedule? 1 moment more of stretching my hand beyond the heavens and building into my week that extra act of chesed, or that extra moment of Torah or tefillah and light. So I want to conclude by wishing Mazel Tov again to David and Lila, people who, amongst many other qualities, certainly bring a lot of light into the world with their warmth, their smiles and their consistent friendliness. But most importantly, Olachol b'nei Yisrael haya'or b'moshvosam, may there be much light in our lives. Amen. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.